I'm Rachel Greenberg, and this is Volta Insider. Today I'm here with Dominic Doyle, a longtime friend of mine and the co-founder of DKS. DKS combines the laid-back surfing style with the urban edge of streetwear. The clothing brand was started in 2010 by Dominic and his cousin Luke Kennedy. Ever since they were kids, Dominic and Luke have loved skating and surfing, and in turn their interest in skate and surf style has grown with them. So they decided to combine their passions and turn it into a unique brand. Oh, and by the way, Dominic is still in high school. He tells us what it's like to be a young entrepreneur, his vision for DKS, and what he plans to do after high school. Dominic, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. I'm glad to be here.
So we're talking about DKS, your clothing brand that you created with your cousin Luke. How did you get started?
Basically, we've had a passion for longboarding and surfing and even fashion our whole lives. So it started back in 2010 when I was in 5th grade and he was in 8th grade, and we wanted to, make a profession out of this, make something that we could do in our later lives with. So what we did was, it started in the garage. It was basically a yard sale with used basketball jerseys and bikes and helmets, whatever we could find and sell, and, put flyers in the neighbors' mailboxes, have them come down, and, it was basically just a junk sale. But, that just kind of started the passion for us. And then 2 years later, we got into the longboarding, so we got a wholesaler for longboards, and then, that became our DK skate. That's what we called it at that time. And then, 2 years later, we figure why not go into the fashion industry, start making clothing, because longboarding was what we love to do, and we wanted to keep that with us, but it wasn't, the right market for us. And since we have a love for both clothing and these sports that we do, longboarding, surfing, then we figured, why not incorporate the styles of all the urban, surf, and skate into the clothing, so then we keep what we're passionate about and also use the clothing as the way to keep going.
So what kind of person do you design for? Do you design for men, women, children, athletes?
On our website, under clothes, we say threads, just, why not?
Those are cool.
But we don't say men and women. We just say clothes. And we'll say shirts, t-shirts, sweatshirts, because anybody can wear it. It's not the shirt's for a guy, because any girl could wear it also. As we go into more depth into the fashion industry, obviously we will make, because it's not like all girls just walk around in a guy's t-shirt. We'll definitely design certain styles for men and for women, but right now we're doing what everyone can wear. There's no set, no this gender has to wear this and this has to wear that. We just do whatever you like, and you choose what you like and you wear it.
So you said the name was originally DK Skate.
Yeah.
What has it changed to now, and why did you think that a name change would be beneficial? So
originally DK Skate, its origin was, we were like, how could we name it? What's gonna make it different and unique? And basically us being 5th and 8th graders, we said, all right, our last names, because Luke's last name is Kennedy, mine is Doyle, and I haven't told anybody that, so you're the first to hear that.
Oh, wow.
So Doyle, Kennedy, that started DK, and then Skate, of course, because, we were skating then. And we changed it because, DK Skate, we felt that it closed off the market. And we're not only clothing for skaters or clothing for surfers, we're for all kinds of people and all kinds of styles. So we figured, let's not close off the market, and let's change it to DKS, and now we say, DKS can be whatever you want it to be. We don't have a set name or what it stands for.
You talk about the different styles of surfing and skating and that whole urban thing. What are some of the defining traits of those different styles?
Surf, it's the laid back kind of California or beach style. So like the shirt I'm wearing, we incorporated the palms and the flowers and, the surf cars. And then the skate and urban side are kind of the same. Urban and skate both have that edge, and more so urban is the fashion forward and new trends, which is why we incorporated it, because what we're trying to do is set the new trends. So we wanted to, by setting the new trend, is incorporating all three, because we're the first to do urban, surf, and skate apparel all in one.
And so who designs the clothes?
Usually just Luke and I design. I'm the big designer. I'll be at my house just designing different clothes every single night, thinking of new designs, thinking of new fabrics that we could do, ways that we could, manipulate the shirt in a way that it hasn't been done before, and just still stay fashion forward. So basically it's just the two of us.
So, as I know you from school, like, where do you find yourself with inspiration for clothing? Because it's not, the two don't really go together.
Yeah, well, basically, first of all, the balance of getting to school, going to practice, coming home and working and designing. The inspiration comes from just every day fashion is apparent in your life. You set up an outfit to wear and, you're like, do I look good in this? Will I look good in this? What works? So, I'm big into clothing, and I've always been into designing. Ever since we were even with just the longboards, I was still designing shirts with our name on it. So then what I did was, why not take all the cultures that I'm around? I'm around the surf culture, the skate culture, the basketball culture. They're all three different kinds, so why not, use what I see and use what I observe by going to basketball events or just the beach and surfing or skating with people at the park. Why not just take all those and incorporate it into one?
How did your friends react?
It's
upon
funny,
learning about this?
I mean, the first, the way you tell them, because I'll be wearing a shirt and they're like, what is that? And I'm like, it's my brand, or it's mine. And they thought I meant just like my shirt. And they're like, what? So I'll say, no, like my clothing brand. This is what I made this, and my cousin and I run it together. And their first reaction is, what? What are you talking about? And they'll ask about it. And then, of course, the question, how much money did you make, comes in. I'm like, really? All right, cool.
Of course.
But so they're surprised because they didn't expect that. Because, obviously I try not to walk around and say, I own this business, I'm the man, because I'm just, another high school student just trying to get to college and get a good education.
What designers do you look to?
Well, I'm not looking at a certain designer or brand, but even just the hip-hop industry. It's very big now, and guys, as Kanye West, he's one of the biggest influencers in fashion, Yeezy season and all that. And not to say I'm copying them or, I'm going to do the same designs as they do, but, I kind of see what style it is, the fit of clothes, the way that, even if the way stuff is sewn on, just that type of, hip-hop industry, what's big, because they have a big influence now. Music and all the, Fetty Wap, all those guys people love, they go out and they wear something and people are going crazy about it, especially, like I said, Kanye. He goes out and wears a pair of shoes and all of a sudden they're selling for $2,000. He goes out and wears a t-shirt and it sells out in 10 seconds. So I think just following what that, the industry, the hip-hop industry, I think that's a big influencer, and I go off to see what is the trend there and what could I build off of that. I don't want to start making the same thing that's happening because it could be in a week it's over and there's a new trend. So I want to build off of it and try to start something new. So I don't have one certain, influencer or any certain person or brand, but just the whole culture is basically a influence.
So in terms of brands like Palace and Supreme, what do you think of those? Because that's, not everybody can afford the $2,000 Kanye West t-shirt.
Yeah. No, they're nice clothes, and obviously the hype around it. Everyone's hyped for, Supreme jacket just came out for $400. I'm going to buy it. I do like the stuff they do, and I think it's cool, and, they're a big brand now, and people they are in the hip-hop industry, like I said. But, I don't believe in making a $200 t-shirt, and, because I want to make fashion, and, we're high-quality apparel, but I also want it to be affordable for people. I'm not going to go out and make a white t-shirt and sell it for $200. I'm not going to make a rain jacket with one little logo on it and sell it for $500. I want it to be affordable while also maintaining the style and still setting those trends.
Do you track high fashion?
We do. We actually, definitely have to stay on top of it. Just even color schemes for the upcoming season, the winter, just see what could we do with it, and not saying we're going to copy it. Like I said, we're just going to, mostly we pay attention to color and what's in, and then we go off of basically what we think. We go off of, where do we sew on the fabric that we made, or where do we put the design, what's trending now. So we do follow it somewhat to stay on top of things and not, fall off and just go random out of the norm.
So who makes your clothes?
Well,
Like the actual manufacturing
Yeah.
process?
so they're all made in the USA. So I'll design the clothes, we'll buy the fabrics, and then we'll send it. We have people in Florida who actually, they do the cut and sew is what we call it. So we'll send them down the fabric. I'll do a mock-up of the design, and they do a great job with it. We'll just send them the fabric and the shirt or the sweatshirt, whatever it is, and they'll sew it, they'll print on it. So everything's made in the U.S. I'm not the one, down there printing on the shirt or sewing it on, but we do have people who have been great to us, and they're a tremendous help in producing everything.
That's cool. So we've talked a lot about the process of making the clothes and what's the inspiration for the clothes, but in terms of the entire company, what's your sort of aesthetic vision for DKS for the future in terms of rebranding, all that stuff?
Yeah. I mean, definitely the ultimate goal is to become one of those, the number one trend-setting fashion company. We want to be that company that is, oh, they just dropped a T-shirt, we have to get it, and that by that point, I don't want to do the $200 T-shirt still, because, why? I want to keep it affordable and keep it still fashionable. So the ultimate goal is to get to the top and be the ones who everyone follows off of. We set the trend, and then everyone starts, saying, oh, we should do that too, or why not come out with a shirt like that? We don't want people copying us exactly, but we just want to reach the highest point that we can get and then keep growing off of that.
So in terms of not necessarily designers that you want to emulate, just you and your personal style, who are your favorite designers?
I mean, even just guys like Jeremy Scott, he's wild. He does all the shoes with the wings flying off of it, and his colors everywhere. I'm not one of those that'll wear all those wear the 10,000 colors in one outfit, but I do like the bright colors and how he just pushes it. He, pushes the boundaries, and I think that's really cool what he does with that. And guys just like Raf Simons, and the Raf Simons Adidas shoes, and I keep bringing up shoes because that's a big part in my whole style. I go off of that.
Does DKS make shoes?
We don't at the moment.
Not yet?
We don't at the moment, but we do. We sell shoes with a brand, they're called Bucket Feet. So they're just like a skate surf type of shoe. But at the moment, as of now, we are not making shoes, but that's, you could see some in the future.
Are you designing shoes currently?
Possibly.
Oh.
There's a chance.
Oh. Well, I would be very excited to see what comes next for shoes and all of your clothes. But as for the stuff that you have been making already, what is your biggest selling item?
The best selling is even before they come out, it's the cut and sew, which are these, and these are basically the shirt I'm wearing as a part of our fall winter line, and moving more into the winter season, these have definitely gotten the most, attraction, and people pre-order them already, and so these have already become, the best selling out of all of our stuff on the site right now.
What do you think of Fashion Week? Would you ever plan on attending it? Do you think it's uppity, or what do you think of it?
Yeah, the biggest fashion event in the world. Everybody's everybody's looking to Fashion Week and seeing what will come out on the runway. I think it's a cool event, and you get to see all the different influences from around the world and just what the style is and new trends. And it's definitely something would be a great opportunity to just go and see. It's a cool atmosphere and a cool experience. So definitely, of course.
Yeah. So moving over to social media, which is obviously very important in companies these days. What do you do for it? Do you have Instagram accounts? Obviously you have a website.
Yeah.
How do you manipulate social media?
Well, for Instagram and Twitter, we're not trying to just pump ads at you, because it's not all about just making money off you. We don't want to just shove these, at you, buy this, buy this, buy this. We also do cool things to get people engaged, throw a cool picture out there. We have people send in clips of them, skating, doing a new trick, surfing, whatever they want, even if it's just like a fall on a longboard, we'll share it, because, we just want to engage the community and basically build it up, because we're not just trying to sell you product. We're trying to, engage you and just make it not just a brand but a movement also. You know, join the movement because, you know, you can skate, surf, and we have riders, we have sponsored riders. So we have the team, we have a couple skaters now, and then people from Iceland, Texas, here around Maryland.
Are you allowed to tell us more about
of course. Them? So, you know, the main guy who's been with us since the beginning, Robert Kessler, he reached out to us at the very beginning when we were just the longboard company trying to grow, you know, even you know, small audience, because that was in the very beginning. And he reached out to us. He said, hey, I believe in you guys. I like what you're doing. And I know you two, as in my cousin and I, that you two skate, and I want to, you know, help you and also just ride for you guys. And he's been a great guy, you know. So we said, yeah, why not? Definitely. So we sponsored him. He's been great to us. He's, you know, been repping us. And then we got, you know, new guys. One kid in Iceland who reached out to us. Wow. His name is Anton, and he's a great skater. And basically, he just liked what we were doing. We put him on the team, and then another kid in Texas that we just sponsored, Blake, he and his friends are also reaching out to us, so we're definitely getting back to them because he's been great, and he's repping us hard. And then we have one more in Gaithersburg, Colin. Okay. He's actually the young kid on the team. He's only 13, but he's a really good skater, and he's, you know, just a great kid. And basically what we want to do is just grow this community. So not only are we just trying to, we're not just saying buy this, like I said, but we also just want, you know, guys, it's fun, you know, get together, go to a skate contest, and all just have a good time, you know. It's a community, it's a family, and that's basically what we're building off of this.
When you say join the team, what does that mean?
Yeah, anywhere from if you surf, if you skate, if you snowboard, whatever you do, you know, just send us in your video, and you know, we'll definitely look at it. And we say on the team as in, you know, you're a sponsor rider, you're a brand ambassador. So, you know, you're on the website, of course, because we have the riders page. But what they also do is they just kind of rep the business and keep growing the community. That's what the whole rider brand ambassador gist.
Sounds cool. Where can people buy your stuff? Is it just on the website? Are you with other retailers or?
So right now on our website, www.dksapparel.com, that's, you know, the spot to get them. But we also do shows like anywhere around. We do Skate Fest in Fairfax every June. We do, you know, just school festivals. The Landon Azalea Festival is where we began. You know, that's where we started and tried to grow the business. So, you know, we'll go back there because that's, you know, the roots, and we like doing that. It's fun because people we know, they always come back and they come to our booth, and it's not even that they'll just buy stuff. They'll just sit around and talk to us. You know, we have chairs around, so they'll come sit, they'll hang out, and it's basically just a fun way to just keep in touch, keep the connections with everybody. And other than that, you know, we're getting into some retail such as Fairfax Surf Shop.
Really?
And then, you know, we'll be looking across the coast on the beach, you know, Ocean City, looking Delaware and anywhere in North Carolina. So it's growing into the retail as we're, you know, as we progress.
Do you think you'd ever want to open a store?
You know, only time will tell the tale because, you know, we're looking right now is just online and maybe get into stores, but who knows, if the opportunity's there, there's a possibility.
If you ever got to that point, what city would you be in? Because urban streetwear is very New York. Surfing, that's obviously very California. So how would you plan to kind of find a middle ground that's, you know, not Kansas?
I mean, honestly, you know, I'd just stick where we started it all, you know, here in Maryland or DC, you know, just I like staying with roots, you know, staying close to it. But if the opportunity is there, California, you know, obviously the surf over there that's where it is. That's the influence is California, and New York and DC are kind of, you know, we like the city. And so I'd say the short answer to your question is staying close, probably DC, Maryland.
Okay. No Paris?
No Paris for now.
I've seen on your website that you guys have given to Children's Hospital. Where did that idea come from? Do you believe it's important to give back in business, or?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. You know, we not only as Children's Hospital, but we also donate to the Wounded Warriors, and St. Jude's Children's. So what we do is, the money we make from events or websites, we'll definitely put a percent of that towards donating because, I feel great givers are great getters. And, what I like to do is give back. People like St. Jude's, if kids are born with some sort of, disability or any sort of, cancer or anything like that, they can't control that. So I'm going to do as much as I can to help them. And I want to help them, and I like seeing them, gain opportunities. So I want to give opportunities to people, who might not be able to get them or were born with something that keeps them from doing it. And I just think, anybody who has that, I want to help them and give them, all they can to give all that I can to them so that, they could flourish in life. And also the Wounded Warriors, it inspires me because anybody who puts their life on the line, puts their limbs on the line to, protect us and keep this country strong, I want to do all I can because they risk their life for people that they don't even know because they believed in the country and they wanted to protect their families. So I think that's really courageous and it inspires me. So anything I can do.
You started this business in the 5th grade. Mm-hmm. How did your parents react?
I mean, they were excited, they like seeing me, find something that I love and want to, just make that what I do, what I work for. And my dad, he has been through it all with us. My mom, they've been through it all with us, through boards all in the house, all in the basement, shipping them out to places and all kinds of new shirts coming in and, having to package those up. So they've been supportive. The first time I brought the idea up, they loved it. Why not? So then as we started getting more serious about the brand and not just a garage sale, they've supported, even more. And they give the advice that they've learned through all their years of working all kinds of, working for themselves, but first beginning with working at, jobs, just working in retail, working at a pool, they just share what they've learned and do all they can to help and, see my cousin and I, reach that point.
And how old is Luke now?
He is 20 now, so sophomore in college.
So has that changed anything? Because my last interview was with Malinsky, and he was in a collective, and he said that the distance that came when they started going to different universities made it very difficult. So having Luke be in college and not, in the immediate vicinity, has that changed anything?
It's changed a little because usually he lives 1 minute away from me. I walk over to his house, I skate over to his house. But, it's not so significant of a change. The only thing is that I can't just walk over there and say, hey, what do you think of this, But we communicate. He will do things. He runs Twitter when he's over there, and I do Instagram. It definitely splits it up, and he'll come home on weekends to ship packages or just help with the process. So although it did, make a little bit of a change because he's not immediate right there, call up, walk up, but, we've done all we can to keep, this, partnership, keep the partnership going, and it's perfect, he just comes home, he'll package up, he'll work, we'll take pictures of the new gear, then he just goes back to college and tweets.
So, obviously we are still in high school. What are your plans after you graduate?
Just get a college education, use this and keep building the business over time, Obviously when I'm in college, I'm going to continue to work on it. And the ultimate goal for me is to be able to work for myself. I want this to be my profession. So once I'm out of college, I already have and know what I'm going to do because, I told myself at a young age, I'm not going to work for anybody. I'm only going to work for myself. And that was the inspiration. That pushed me. That gave me the motivation to start something early. Why not start this early so then when I'm out of college, there's no sort of fumbling around looking for a job, looking for a beginning. Because if I already have that and I already have the structure, then I could just, once I get out of college, all the time in the world to work on that and just keep building it. I've always had the inspiration from my parents and my dad. he's the same way. He was, he never wanted to work for anyone, and so he opened his law firm, and ever since then he's starting new businesses that he runs. So it's a big, it's motivation for me to just, keep pushing and keep doing what I love, because in the end, if you're doing what you love, it doesn't feel like work. It just feels like, an activity that you're doing outside of
getting paid for fun.
Exactly.
So you say that you've always wanted to work for yourself. Would you say you've always wanted to be an entrepreneur, or have you always wanted to be in a creative field?
Yeah, I mean, even just the both of them. I've always had that entrepreneurial side of me. I don't know if you remember, even in 7th grade and 6th grade, I was printing out pieces of paper with pictures on them and selling them to people for $2.
I do actually remember that.
As locker posters, because I just love the creative side of it, and being able to make a profession out of that, and just fashion is an art. It's an art to me, and it's cool how you can just do what you like and put them on clothes and walk around the street and someone's wearing it and you're like, hey, I designed that,
Yeah.
And I think it's just the creative and the entrepreneurial side, both are what I love. And so if this is both of them together, then, that's obviously the best thing.
What do you hope becomes of DKS for the future?
I hope it becomes this, not only this, the clothing brand to be like that, it's that brand, but also just we call it the movement, and also this big community that, we'll have a big team of riders, a bunch of brand ambassadors, and everyone just one big family, just having fun, skating, surfing. And, obviously I'll be designing the clothes, and Luke will also be with me. So we're going to just, we want this to just grow and reach the highest point that it could. And then from there, keep working and try to get even higher, and just, that sort of the motivation to keep it growing and reach this high point. So that's the goal. That's the goal, basically.
Well, thank you for being here.
Thank you for having me. So I'll start with the very beginning, actually. So right here, these two were the first shirts that we ever did with other artists. These two pieces were done by our guy Diego, and he's from El Salvador. So we do international artwork, and we'll put them on T-shirts, and we'll talk to different artists, not just in the country, but all around the world. So these were our very first basically shirts that we released on our website, and so this was the beginning when it was DK Skate. So with those, we also have the shorts that were they also were with DK Skate, and these were what we would bring to events and what we would give to the skaters to wear in contests and at parks. So we had the ones with the Maryland flag, American flag, and then we had some Hawaiian prints to also incorporate the surf into it. So the shorts and these two shirts were in the beginning, as well as our sweatshirt. This was the OG hoodie, the original hoodie that we still sell to this day. This was the beginning. That was the start, the logo on it with the board. That was along with the t-shirts and the shorts. That was all in the beginning process when it was DK Skate, which is why he has the skateboard. So then these four right here are pieces from our fall-winter collection this year. So we have the different fabrics, like I was saying, the cut and sew, where we would put it in the hood, on the pocket. We do sleeve print and pocket print in the t-shirts. So we do the surf. This is the more surf style, the palm trees, and then as well as the pinups and the flowers. And then we go for the more, the out there kind of wild side with the colors and the sharks flying around. So these are our fall-winter 2015, 2016 collection. And these two are actually ones that haven't released yet. So this is the sneak preview, I guess. So we're doing a full front on the sweatshirt with this is more of the surf, the ocean style, the beach style graphic, as well as the new long sleeve with the floral. This falls under the urban and surf. So we did the long sleeve print with our guy on it, and then the two of these are actually they're not released yet, and they won't be for a little bit, so that was the sneak preview for what is to come in the future. So this is one of our new hats that just came out with the just wild kind of Aztec colory graphic on it. We also have ones that incorporate Maui, the beach, and different like galaxy or any sort of palm tree waves and urban graphics, and we do match them. Not this particularly, but we do match them with the backpacks that we get from Spray Ground, who is our partner. And this one was actually, they call it the Livest One backpack. So this is one of the few new ones, or one of the many new ones, excuse me. One of the many new ones that they've released and are also on our website that we do match and pair with our different clothing. You can find them all at www.dksapparel.com.
Thank you for listening to Volta Insider. Special thanks to Feature Story News and Haddad Media, and Rob Flynn especially.